What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Dillian Whyte, Alexander Povetkin. The fight, the rematch, the reckoning has been set for March 6th. Okay, Dillian Whyte will take on Povetkin once again in a attempted rematch victory over the Russian former champion. Okay. Now, if Dillian Whyte is successful, victorious, according to Eddie Hearn will put together a fight between Dillian Whyte and the former WBC heavyweight champion, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. So the next step for Wilder could possibly be Dillian Whyte if he's victorious against Alexander Povetkin. Now, there's a lot of things to talk about. You could ask, why would Hearn want to put him in there with such a dangerous puncher and with Deontay Wilder? That's easy. Because Deontay Wilder is a guy that brings excitement. He's a guy that's known. He's high on the WBC rankings. And if Whyte fights Deontay Wilder, it benefits Wilder also. How? Well, if Dillian Whyte beats Povetkin, he once again becomes the interim WBC champion. Okay, so if he sets a fight with Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder, for one, it would sell. I think it should be in the UK. Or there's nothing wrong with wherever it's at, but I think that Dillian Whyte, Deontay Wilder would be a great fight. And at this point, I don't think Deontay Wilder would look at Dillian Whyte as a peasant like he used to call Dillian Whyte back in the day a couple years ago. Okay, because you remember that's what he was called. And he said, kings don't chase the peasants. Kings chase kings. Those are the words of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And since he got beat up like he's been, that was one of his top opponents. So he chose Dillian Whyte. So you can't ask, well, why is this fight happening? Dillian Whyte's been wanting to fight Deontay Wilder for a very long time. The blood is bad and the blood is thick. DW versus DW. That fight should have happened years ago. It's a lot of fights that are happening, needless to say, that are happening now when they're supposed to be done years ago. So I think Dillian Whyte taking on Povetkin, it's another risky fight. But this is what I think about Povetkin. Will Povetkin be 100%? See, Kubrat Pulev made an excuse, damn near lying, because I had no proof of him having COVID. You know what I'm saying? He never mentioned it. But he claimed to have COVID. Claimed. Well, we know Alexander Povetkin had COVID, has COVID, recovering from COVID-19 right now. So that's something you ask yourself, like, well, how good will he be? And if he does gas out in 3-4 rounds, how do we know that won't be COVID related? If I'm Dillian Whyte, honestly, I wouldn't even really want to go for it, but I understand the reward. The reward is this. Hey, I want that interim belt back. Okay? And with Eddie Hearn, it's a risky move for Whyte to fight Wilder, but at the same time, if he beats Wilder, that shows volumes. Think about if Whyte beats Wilder. You know what I mean? Look, him and Tyson Fury will share that name on his list. That's before Joshua, that's before Ortiz, that's before Parker, that's before anybody in the heavyweight division. So it is big rewards on both ends if these guys get in the ring together. That's if Dillian Whyte can get past Alexander Povetkin, because Povetkin himself is one dangerous customer. But I only ask, how dangerous is he with this illness or whatnot? That's my only question. Because could he do the same thing again to Whyte? More than likely he can. If all it takes is Whyte to slip once like he did, and that's all it took. He's going for the body. No, he ain't. He's going for a damn uppercut. Boom! That's the night, people. That's what happened. Okay, that could happen again easily. People make mistakes all the time. you have to play and fight a perfect fight, but I don't know if there's a such thing. Counterpunch, I don't know if there's a such fight, but, you know, if he looks sluggish, bad, you only have to look at that as being COVID related. He could be, he's just getting older. Maybe that was the last good performance that Alexander Povetkin had. Who knows? But at the end of the day, we know this man, being older, being an older athlete, okay, has suffered with an illness or suffering from an illness. So, you know, that's the only bad thing about that. So, but needless to say, Dillian Whyte was whooping that ass anyway. He was whooping that ass anyway in Povetkin. Povetkin caught him with that shot that put his ass out. You know, but for the most part, for every other round, you couldn't give it to Povetkin. I mean, Povetkin had his moments in certain exchanges, but he wasn't winning the fight. He was down twice. You know, he was beat up. He was getting popped with the jab. So he wasn't going to win unless he did win by knockout. You see what I'm saying? So it's a very intriguing fight, really, because you don't know if Povetkin can hit that button again, that button in Dillian Whyte's chin that only uppercuts can activate, right? You know, or shut down, right? So it looks good. I look forward to all of it. I am bummed about Ortiz. I am, because Ortiz was the guy that said, hey, I'll fight you, you know, and they should have put that play in motion, you know, for shits and giggles. They should have had that fight, because Dillian Whyte versus Ortiz, I think, should be more precedent than anything else. The only thing that trumps that would be, Dillian Whyte, Deontay Wilder fight. You know what I mean? But the problem is, if he beats Povetkin, what are the chances of him really fighting Wilder? You see what I'm saying? Because we don't know how Wilder's going to come out. He's still in negotiations. Tyson Fury obviously don't want to fight Deontay Wilder. But does that mean Deontay Wilder's going to really take that and accept that for truth? You see what I'm saying? That's not a good, that's no indication that he will. He didn't even accept the loss. So you think he's going to accept him not fighting? He's going to fight. And when he gets tired, he's going to fight some more when it comes to him trying to fight Tyson Fury and get him back into the ring. But if Deontay Wilder was smart, he would try to take out Dillian Whyte if Dillian Whyte gets past Povetkin. So it all comes down to Povetkin. I just question, again, his health and conditioning overall. Right? But anyway, March 6th, Dillian Whyte taking on Alexander Povetkin, challenging Alexander Povetkin for the WBC Interim Championship. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.